So the Counter Trafficking Data Collaborative reports 108,613 cases of human trafficking globally, with 84% of sovereign nations being countries of exploitation. Now, it is important to understand exactly what human trafficking is. So the UN defines human trafficking, or trafficking in persons, as trafficking persons shall mean the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of threat or force or other forms of coercion, of abduction or fraud, of deception, of the abuse of power or position of vulnerability, or of the giving or receiving of payments or benefits to achieve the consent of a person having control over another person for the purpose of exploitation. Here it is important to note that a child is referred to anyone under the age of 18 years old, regardless of laws in a nation stating otherwise. Now on to defining exploitation. Exploitation, according to the UN, shall include, at a minimum, the exploitation of the prostitution of others or other forms of sexual exploitation, forced labor or services, slavery or practices similar to slavery, servitude, or the removal of organs. After hearing all of this, it may raise the question, why are people trafficked? Now, there is one big reason for this, and it is money. Human trafficking is estimated to make $150 billion yearly, and here's how that number is broken down. Sexual exploitation generates $99 billion a year, with forced labor making $43.2 billion a year, and domestic servitude being the smallest category, making $8 billion a year. Now it's a good time to look at who is at risk of being trafficked. Women are trafficked at a significantly higher rate than men, especially in areas with high rates of discrimination towards women and high rates of gender disparity. Children, minority groups who face discrimination regularly, such as the Roma in Central and Eastern Europe and the Dalits in India. People who are uneducated are more likely to fall into scams that would result with them being trafficked, and then people in poverty-stricken areas are more at risk of being trafficked due to the need for money. Now we're going to move on to ways you can help end human trafficking. One of the best ways you can help with anti-trafficking is to volunteer at a local anti-trafficking organization, and this link is a great way to find organizations near you. You can donate to the United Nations Voluntary Trust Fund for victims of trafficking in persons, especially women and children. This fund helps victims get back on their feet after they have been trafficked. You can call on companies to eliminate human trafficking within their supply chain, so trafficking for the exploitation of labor, and then eliminate the demand of human trafficking, make human trafficking illegal in all places, and strengthen legislation surrounding human trafficking, and of course, spread the word.